Good morning, students. Let's move on to our second part of the second chapter. Is matter around us pure? But before that, let us recall what we have learned in our first part. In our first part, we have classified matter into two categories based on purity. What are those categories? First one is pure substances and the second one is impure substances. Impure substances can also be called as mixtures. We have also learned about the definition of pure substances, their examples, plus their properties. Similarly, we have learned about impure substances, definition, examples, and its properties. Pure substances. What are pure substances? Pure substances are the substances that are made up of only one kind of particles, a single kind of particle. Whereas impure substances are the substances which are made up of two or more than two kinds of particles. Secondly, pure substances are having fixed melting point and boiling point. This is the vital point because if you have given any substance and you have to check its purity, then you have to go for its melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling point show the purity of any substance. For example, if you have given water and you have to check the water is pure or not, you have to check its melting point and boiling point. If the melting point of water comes 0 degrees Celsius and boiling point comes 100 degrees Celsius, it reflects that water you are having is a pure water. Next, pure substances are having uniform composition throughout, whereas impure substances are having both uniform and non-uniform composition. It may differ. Pure substances, we cannot change the composition by physical method. Whereas impure substances, since we know it is made up of two or more than two kinds of particles, we can separate those particles by physical methods. So, these are the things we have learned in our part 1. Now, we will classify further. We have already classified matter into two categories based on purity. What are those categories? Pure substances and impure substances that can also be called as mixture. Now, in this class, we will further classify pure substances into more two categories based on composition. So, based on composition, pure substances can be classified into two categories: elements and compounds. Let us know more about elements and compounds. As we know, pure substances can be classified into two categories, elements and compounds. Now, one by one, we will study about elements and compounds. Now, first of all, about elements. Elements are the pure substances because it has been classified under pure substances only. So, elements are the pure substances which are made up of only one kind of atom. So, in an element, only one kind of atom will be present. For example, iron, gold, mercury, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, silver, bromine, silicon. These are all examples of elements. Take for example here iron. Iron will only consist of iron atoms. Iron will not contain gold atom, mercury atom and all. It will only be consist of iron atom. So, iron is an element or a pure substance you can tell that is made up of only one kind of atom, that is iron atom. Now next, elements cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reaction. By chemical reaction, we cannot break down elements into simpler form. Now, in the upcoming chapters, you will come to know that there are total 118 elements that have been identified till now. There, from 118 elements, 94 are naturally occurring on our earth, and the remaining 24 are the synthetic elements. And all these elements are inserted in a chart. That chart is called periodic table. We will learn about these all elements in our upcoming chapters. Here you can see one example of elements. We have taken iron nails. These are the pure substance. Why? Because this iron nail, if we zoom, then we can get it is made up of only iron atoms. Fe is the symbol for iron. Okay, so iron nail consists of only one kind of particle, that is iron atom. So this is one example of element. But before that, let us recall what we have learned in our first part. In our first part, we have classified matter into two categories based on purity. What are those categories? First one is pure substances and the second one is impure substances. Impure substances. Now moving on to compounds. Compounds are the pure substances. Just like elements, as it has been classified under pure substances, so compounds are pure. Hence, compounds are the pure substances composed of two or more than two elements, and that elements present in that compound will be combining chemically and in a fixed ratio. Whatever the elements that will be present in a compound will combine chemically in a fixed ratio. Hence, we can define compounds as the pure substances composed of two or more elements combined chemically in a fixed ratio. For example, water, so common salt, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen dioxide, sugar, etc. Water. Water is a compound and it is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. And hydrogen and oxygen are combined chemically and that is to in a fixed ratio. Similarly, common salt, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, it is made up of also two elements, carbon and oxygen, and that carbon and oxygen are combining in a fixed ratio. Methane. Methane consists of two elements, carbon and hydrogen, and carbon and hydrogen combined chemically in a fixed ratio. Similarly for nitrogen dioxide and sugar. Sugar is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen element. Further, compounds can be broken down into constituent elements by chemical or electrochemical reactions. As we know, compounds are made up of elements that are chemically combined in a fixed ratio. And these elements that are present in a compound can be broken down by chemical means or electrochemical means. Electrochemical means the chemical reaction that are under the passage of electricity. Next, the properties of the compound are entirely different from properties of its constituent elements. Whatever the property the element is having when it is alone is different when it combines to form a compound. In that compound, their properties has been lost. Whatever the properties are there in a compound is totally different what they are having when they are not chemically combined. Hence, properties of compound are entirely different from the properties of its constituent elements. Let us take one example. Water. Water is a compound and it is formed by chemical combination of elements. What are the elements? Here, water is formed from hydrogen and oxygen element. And this chemical combination occurs in a fixed ratio, that is 2:1. Here in the picture you can see that two parts of hydrogen is combining chemically with one part of oxygen to make or to produce two parts of water. So, water is a compound and it is forming from two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, and that two elements that are present in that water is combined chemically in a fixed ratio, that is 2:1. As we know, compounds show totally different property from its constituents. Here also, the property of water is totally different from its constituent, that is hydrogen and oxygen. Here, hydrogen is a combustible gas and oxygen is a supporter of combustion. We already know. But what we are getting as a product, as a compound, it is water, and that water having a property that it extinguish fire. So, what is the property of water is entirely different from its constituent, that is hydrogen and oxygen, just opposite property. Hence, compounds show entirely different property from its constituent. Water can be decomposed to hydrogen and oxygen electrochemically. Hence, by electrochemical means, we can decompose water into its elemental form. As it is made up of hydrogen and oxygen element, so we can separate the elements that are present in that compound. Hence, water can be decomposed into its elements hydrogen and oxygen. Now, summarizing today's class, what we have read in our today's class, we have classified pure substances based on composition. We have classified into two categories. Pure substances into two categories, that are elements and compounds. We have also learned about elements, their examples and properties. Similarly, for compounds, we have read definition, examples and properties. And we explain why water is a compound. So, regarding class notes, you have to write the topics, and under that topic you have to write the following contents. For example, here we have written classification of pure substances based on composition. Half flowchart we have already made in our first part. So you have to carry forward that flowchart. You have to classify pure substances further there into two categories, elements and compounds. Similarly, you have to write what is the contents under elements, compounds, and you have to write why water is a compound. That explanation part you have to write. Next class, we will again classify elements into different categories based on different criteria. So see you in the next class.